Ciao. Hola. Hello. What's up? I don't, huh. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's start over. Hello. Good evening. It is so cold again. Spring came 2 days ago. It was really nice, beautiful weather. With spring came allergies and hay fever. Fantastic. Hay fever has since turned into a cold. So here I am. I am making something that I've never made before. And I am so excited because I love this dessert and I think it's fantastic that I was able to find a low carb option. So here I am making low carb tiramisu. Yeah? Oh yeah. So excited. The whole works. I'm making the cake. I'm making the coffee stuff. I'm making the cheesy stuff. I'm sprinkling with cocoa powder. Doing it all. But first, the cake. So, pretty straightforward. This is an almond flour based cake. So I hope it doesn't have a grainy texture. I hope it's sort of like soft and fluffy and delicate. But we'll see, I guess. So to get started, we are going to cream a 1/3 cup of butter that I have let soften all afternoon. Yes, I know. Let's marvel at that. I didn't soften this last minute. I came home for lunch and I got out all of the cold ingredients that needed to be room temperature for this, and I let them set out from like noon until now. So maybe a little bit longer than they should have set out, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay, so 3/3 cup of butter. There goes the oven. And then to that we're going to add 1/2 cup of swerve. So we're just gonna cream this until it's light and fluffy. So it should take between 3 to 5 minutes. And away we go. Okay, butter is nice and fluffy. Now we're going to add 3, uno, dos, tres, eggs that have been at room temperature. And we're going to add them to our, I am completely losing my mind. I have no idea what's wrong with me. Okay, we have 3 eggs that are at room temperature. We're going to add them one at a time to our butter and sugar until they're creamed in, okay? Number 1, 2, 3. I don't know why I did that. That was super weird of me. Just ignore it. That was a really gross noise and I got tired of hearing it. Okay, so now to this we're going to add 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream, which I have measured out here. It's really hard baking, whoa, that dripped. Making a cake that's low carb, because when the things come together, they don't come together like they do when you make a regular cake. Like when you mix, excuse me, when you mix, like when you fluff up like butter and regular sugar, it creams together so nicely. But like when you use like swerve, which is erythritol, I don't know if I'm saying that. Since it's not like sugar, it's just like sugar alcohols basically, it doesn't cream as nicely. It doesn't get as fluffy as it would if you were using like full cane sugar. Just like when I add the eggs to that, it looks like it's curdled. And like I know it's fine and I know everything, it'll come together in the end, but it's not like ideal. So we've added our heavy cream, and now we're just going to mix this together and hope it looks a little bit better. Good news. It's looking better. Okay. Now remembering to scrape down our beater. And the sides of our bowl so that everything is getting incorporated nicely. It's still looking a little curdly, but you know what? I'm gonna trust the process. I'm gonna trust that this is going to get me from A to B with no issues. So we'll see how it goes, I guess. I don't really know. I don't really know what I'm doing, just like 99.8% of the time. Okay, now to this we're going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. This is pure vanilla extract, as if we'd use anything else, ladies and gents. Let that come together. Come together right now over me. So much fun. Okay. Alright, yay. Okay, so now that that is there, we're going to add our almond flour, and I'll probably have to break open my new bag because I don't think this is enough, but we need 1.5 cups. So, oh, can we do it? Is this enough? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Just barely not enough. These are two different kinds of almond flour. I don't think this one is as finely ground, but whatever. There we go. It's a going. You know, this is 8 cups of almond flour. 32 ounces, 8 cups. In 2-pound bag. This is a 1-pound bag, and there was a $2 difference. This is like $10 and this is like $12. I don't know why I never thought of it before. Also, hold the phone. This one has fewer carbohydrates in it. This one only has 1 net carb, and this one has 2 net carbs. You mean I could have been cutting carbs finer this whole time and no one told me? Shame on you, viewers. Shame on you. Okay, so to this we're going to add a teaspoon of baking powder, which I measured out with my teaspoon measuring spoon before I did the vanilla. So I just sort of stuck it on here, so that has been pre-measured. And then we're also going to add 1/8 of a teaspoon of, oh, son of a biscuit, sea salt, which I only have a grinder, so I'm just gonna, alright, good enough. Alright, okay. Woo! Alright, I'm just gonna incorporate that. Get it going. Get it going, get it going, get it going, get it going. Okie dokie, look at that. Look at our cake. It definitely, it smells really good. It smells kind of like vanilla-y, and yeah, it smells really good. It definitely doesn't really look like a traditional cake batter, and that's because we use the almond flour, and it's not as fine as like all-purpose or cake flour. Okay, so I have a pan here, and this is lined with parchment paper, and I sprayed with nonstick spray, lined with parchment paper, and I sprayed with nonstick spray again because I really just don't want this to stick. It'd be really bad, okay, really bad. All right, so we're going to put this, oh golly, excuse me. Put this into our baking dish. Just gonna spread it out as evenly as we can. And make sure this is as even and as flat as possible, because what we're gonna do when we make our stew, oh, that was a terrible joke. We're gonna cut it in half. So we're gonna do like, you know, cake and then filling and then cake and then filling, and oh, it's gonna be beautiful. And it's gonna taste so good, so indulgent, so good, so good. Okay, all right, that is as good as it's going to get. All right, so here's our cake. Look at that beautiful little beast of a thing. Okay, so this is going to go into a 350-degree oven, which I have already preheated, as you may have heard earlier. It smells really vanilla-y and like buttery. It smells really good. So we're gonna bake this for 20 to 25 minutes, checking to make sure that when we insert a toothpick or a knife that it's gonna come out and come out clean. The recipe called for a 9-inch by 9-inch baking dish. So I think this is only an 8 by 8, but we'll see. I'll check it and figure out where we're at and if I need to bake it a little bit longer. But yeah, so stay tuned. Gonna get this cooked, and then next up is our filling. Okay, so a little bit of an awkward angle here, but bear with me. Okay, so I am getting our double boiler set up here. We have a pot of water that's getting warm, and we're going to cook our eggs over it. Basically, we're making like a custard type thing, I guess. So we need 4 egg yolks that have been at room temperature, which I have, and we need a 1/4 cup of confectioner's swerve, and we're going to combine those in here, our egg yolks and the swerve, and we're going to put it over this once this comes up to a boil, and then we're going to cook it. We're going to stir it constantly for about 7 to 10 minutes, and it's going to come together quite nicely. We have our egg yolks, you can see, and now we're going to measure out a 1/4 cup of this powdered swerve. You see a little bit better now? Okay. All right, so we're gonna reduce the heat on this to pretty low, because we just really want like the steam, pretty much. We're just gonna combine this. Okay, so our egg yolk mixture, our egg yolk mixture is finished cooking. This is what it looks like. It is pale yellow and frothy. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our hand mixer, and we're going to whip it up until it gets like thick and is like a really pale yellow. And at the same time, I'm going to make some whipped cream, and for this we're just going to use a cup of cold heavy whipping cream and put it into our mixer. Good Lord, I can't talk this evening. And we're gonna whip this on high until stiff peaks form. I'm gonna do these both at the same time just to save myself a little time and effort. So we're gonna just get that going, and then we're gonna do this. Okay, so this is what we're looking for with our egg mixture. It's thick, it's pale yellow. Now we're just gonna let this cool a little bit before we add our mascarpone cheese to it. Our whipped cream So this has cooled down slightly, so now we're going to add 1 cup of mascarpone cheese. Mascarpone cheese. I'm not Italian, I don't know. I also don't know if I've ever, it's dripping. I don't know if I've ever really had this. I mean, I've had tiramisu, but I don't know if I've ever really had it outside of that. So I don't know. All right, I'm just gonna whisk this all together. Alrighty, so now tastes okay. I mean, I don't know. Okay, so we're going to fold our whipped cream into this. Lola, get back. Stop it. Okay, look at that. That is our cheese mixture. Okay, so here I have can't even see it. Here I have a 1/4 cup of strong coffee because I don't have espresso. And to this, and this is completely optional, but I figured, you know, when in Rome, to this we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of brandy. I've never really, sorry, my contact is like dry. I've never really worked with brandy before. I've never even really, sorry, I just tried a piece of the cake. It's pretty good. Never even really drank it before, but it smells really fruity. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, I guess. I did 2. Ooh. 2 generous tablespoons. Ooh, buddy. That smells strong. Good. So this is the cake. It's still a little warm, but tastes pretty good. Okay, so now it said to like pour it over the top, but I think I'm gonna cut it and then put it on the layers. We're gonna cut this in half. Ooh. I'm going to, oh God, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Okay, maybe just let it, oh God, I don't know. I also did not cut this evenly at all. Oh God. Okay. Okay. Fudge. Oh gosh. It's just breaking all over the place. Maybe I can try and put this under somehow. Oh, broke a little bit. Okay. All right. Very nice. Okay, so I didn't cut it evenly. Oh well. I'm so scared to use this. I'm just gonna pour a little bit there's that, and now we're going to, oh heavens, this is giving me anxiety. Do half of our cream mixture. Okay, there's that. Now, that back there. Okay. So somehow my feed got interrupted, but whatever. Okay, so I cut and doused and layered the tiramisu. It looks a little sloppy, but it's all right. So now I have half a teaspoon of cocoa powder, and I'm gonna put it in this sieve and just lightly dust it over the tiramisu, and then I'm gonna put it in the fridge and let it cool. All right, there we have it. Low carb tiramisu. It smells good. Everything by itself has tasted good so far, so I don't know how it's gonna taste all together, but we're gonna find out. All right, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry about this video being so wonky, but hopefully it looks okay to you guys, and you'll continue to watch and support me and send me all of your love, because I really do truly appreciate it, and I thank you all and love you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful night, and until next time.